Alright guys, I'm finally home and I will be making my final video of the Lightning. It's over. It's done. I'm kind of glad that I was out of town when it all happened because I would have been very, very sad making this video. But thankfully I've had some time to really think over everything as a whole. And yeah, we'll go ahead and discuss it. I'm not going to go super in detail in particular for Game 7. I will obviously discuss it, and then we'll just kind of talk about the Lightning season all together, because the Lightning did do a lot of things really well this season, and I don't want to just kind of forget about all the things they did right with one game. So anyways, first of all, before anything, congratulations to all the Washington Capitals fans. Technically, Game 1 of the final is done, but you guys did play well enough, I think, to win. It's going to be very close, and it's going to be a very fun series to watch. I actually will be live streaming, like, kind of, not the game, but like me and my friend watching the game, playing some soccer, hockey in between commercials and everything. So if you're interested in watching that, I'll put a link to my Twitch channel down below. Either way, congratulations to all the Washington fans. You guys deserved it. Honestly, you guys played much better than we did. And honestly, I'm rooting for you guys. I would rather lose to a team that wins than having nothing to do with it. So fingers crossed. Anyways, the GG, it was a very exciting series. There was a lot of momentum swings from being 2-0 down to 3-2 up to be losing in the Game 7. It's crazy. That's a very exciting series to watch no matter what side you're on. So, in saying that, let's go ahead and talk about it briefly. I honestly don't feel like the Lightning played terrible. Obviously, we started off terrible, letting Ovechkin get a goal like a minute and some seconds in, and then we pushed. Like, we pushed really hard. And I feel like when the Lightning... Here's the turning point for me. Yanni Gourde, does a great... Gets behind Holtby. Like, he just does a great little move and finds Yanni Gourde on the goal line. And I don't know how it doesn't go in. Like, I feel like any other day of the week, any other game that's in bank, that's tied up 1-1. And who knows what happens after that. But it doesn't go in. Lightning push. They get chances. They get chances. They get chances. But Capitals really maintain it. Like, they control it. It's like a controlled fire almost. And Holtby makes the saves when needed. Gets a shutout in Game 7. Capitals, I believe it was 4-0, which is a little deceiving knowing in the first few periods how much the Lightning really did push. Regardless, the Capitals get the win and they go on to the final. And congratulations, as I said. Like, honestly, you guys outplayed us in about every way, shape, and form during the entirety of the series, not just in Game 7. So, if I'm being an honest fan here, I think you guys you guys definitely deserve to go on the finals more than we did. And it's not even about skill levels. It looked like on the ice that you guys wanted it more. So, I hope you guys keep that up and push that into Game 2 of the final here. But anyways, as to talk about the Lightning season as a whole, I kind of wanted to talk about all the games I went to live, just super briefly, and that'll probably be it. Before I do that, I believe the Lightning got the most wins in the franchise history regular season, and that is something to be proud of. I believe that also would mean that we have the most points. I could be wrong on that, but I believe we also got the most points in a regular season that we've ever gotten in our history. So, a lot of things went well for the Lightning series. The Lightning season. I hope that we don't panic. I know Yzerman's a really great GM, and he's not going to panic and trade everybody away real quick. Listen, a lot of people gave hate to Stamkos and Kucherov for not performing in Game 6 or 7. And honestly, like, there is, of course, a little bit of, like, rightfully so. Like, those are our big guys, and neither one of them could step up. But instead of focusing on the negative, listen, they didn't get it done. Do I hate them for it? No. Like, they have a lot of pressure on them as well. So, obviously, would I like to see them step up? Absolutely. Do I hope they do that next time if we ever get there again? Absolutely. But I'm gonna not hate them forever just because they didn't play the best they could have. But in saying that, instead of focusing on the negative, I would rather focus on a positive for the Lightning. And the positive is Vasilevsky. Easily. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, he just lost 4-0. Well, there was an empty netter, and secondly, he played out of his mind in the first 2 periods of that game, minus the first minute. But honestly, he's such a bright spot in the future. Like, he's 23, I believe, and that playing that well against so many teams, getting the most wins we've ever gotten with him in the net in his first season as a starting goaltender, a Vezina finalist. Now, I think he'll win. I wish, but I truly believe that either Pekka Rinne or Hellebuck's going to get it just off of the end of the season. He didn't play out of his freaking mind, but he still played well enough to get us the wins that we needed. But yeah, he's such a bright spot in the future of the Lightning organization as a whole. Like, if he can stay healthy and he can play the way he did in the first half of the season, yeah, he's gonna be lights out. Like, that's gonna be huge for the Lightning. Obviously, Stamkos isn't done yet. Obviously, he has said before he's not 100%. Like, he'll never be 100% again. He's had a lot of injuries. I can specifically remember him breaking his leg, tearing his knee. I don't remember if it was ACL or MCL or whatever, but he's had a lot of injuries. But he does have a partner in crime, Kucherov, who has remained healthy for the most part, unless I've missed some notification that they've released all the injuries or whatever. So it doesn't have to be all on Stamkos, and it doesn't have to be all on Kucherov. I'm hoping that we can find a way to keep Point in the future, because Point is a huge help to both Kucherov and the Stamkos. They're not on the same line per se, but Point is another goal scorer that just scores when you need a goal most of the time. Unfortunately, like, I've mentioned it before, Game 7, like, we pushed so hard. I felt like we just got deflated because the puck wouldn't go into the net. And you guys, I think it was like 2-0 or something, and the Lightning were honestly playing better hockey in the first 2 periods, but then the Capitals came out all cylinders firing in the third and just took it home, which is what they should have done. They did well, for sure. But anyways, I'm going to talk about all the games I went to live in person this season. I think it was 4 or 5. I'll let you know in just a second. I had a great time this season. I got to meet Hall of Famer Dave Andreychuk, and here's a picture of that. It was truly, like, amazing. Like, I'm obviously very disappointed with how it ended. Coming to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times in the last 4 years is something to be proud of, but at the end of the day, it's not winning the cup. So, in saying that, am I happy with the end of the season? No. Am I going to hate the Lightning? Absolutely not. I'm with my team when they win. I'm with my team when they lose. So, as I said, talk about the games. So, actually, the first game I went to this season was actually in Pantherland, and I don't remember the final score, but the last picture I got here was in the 3rd period, and it was 7-5 Lightning, so that was obviously a very exciting game to go to. It was fairly empty. I got, like, glass seats for $50 off. It was a fun game to go to. I can specifically remember Kucherov and Point scoring very, very quickly in that game, and I was on the end where they scored, so that was super cool to see. So that was the first game I went to all season. I believe it was our 3rd time playing the Panthers, because we played them the first 2 games of the season, then we played them a little later. Something very special about that game, though, is actually when JT Brown was on our team, he flipped me a puck because I was in his live streams a couple times, and I obviously streamed myself a good amount. So, here is that puck. He didn't sign it, I signed it, just so that I know forever who signed it, or who flipped it to me, and that is actually the first puck I ever got from a hockey game. So it was really cool, obviously, to get up my first puck. Game number 2, I went with my friend Zach, which you guys would see on my live stream tonight if you come out. We went to the Lightning Rangers game, and the Lightning would lose in overtime with a goal of, interestingly enough, by JT Miller, would get the OT winner 3-2, and the Rangers would win. That game was shrouded in controversy because of a weird goalie interference call. However, obviously it doesn't matter now. But Lightning would lose that game, but we still got a point, and that would be my second game. Obviously, another very special game for me personally. The 3rd game I would go to, this wasn't even a Lightning game per se, was the Panther Ranger game. I went with Zach again. Obviously, though, had to wear my Lightning jersey during that, of course. I mean, why wouldn't I? After that, I would get my retro jersey that the Lightning did a special sale on. I got Vasilevsky on. I know, obviously, he didn't play in 2004, but I just wanted to get a jersey from a player we had currently on our team on an old jersey because I wanted an old jersey. The next game I will remember for the rest of my life. I will never, ever forget it. It's the day that I got to be with the Stanley Cup, and it is also the day I got to do a fan meetup with the Lightning at a Lightning game. Super special. We played the Winnipeg Jets, and Braden Point would get the overtime winner. It was a special moment for me to be around people from my community on my main channel and watching hockey. Like, that is so cool to me, and I'll always remember that. I even had a special Ticketmaster link, so it was super special to me. As I said, Lightning would win it in overtime. Here's a picture from everybody that was at the meetup. Again, super, super special to me. I'll remember that forever. It was awesome. So I unfortunately was not able to go to the All-Star weekend. I wanted to so badly, but I had to watch my dog go and stuff, so it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But it would have been a super cool experience. So now we're closing in on the end of the regular season. I went to the Lightning Arizona game with a friend of mine, Cal, and it was super cool. We lost, I think, pretty badly actually to the Coyotes. Not the end of the season. It wasn't our last game, but it was one of our last games, and yeah, it wasn't a pretty game to go to. I'm not gonna lie, but it was still a fun experience just to go to a game in general. It was actually the day that we were doing it with the Rays baseball team. I don't watch baseball personally, but, you know, it's still pretty cool. So now we are into the playoffs, and I believe I went to Game 2 of the Lightning Jersey series, and I actually got my second puck in this warm-up. However, it wasn't directly given to me. It was just a puck that was shot, rang off of the post off the glass, and came right over to me for whatever reason. So I caught it, and a little kid wanted it, so I gave the little kid it, obviously. But it was from Anton Strawman. I'll remember that mentally forever. So super cool. Lightning did end up winning that game against Jersey pretty well. I believe that was the game that Schneider was the goalie, because we got the other one to be pulled, and Schneider started the rest of the series after that. Now, I was not able to make it out of any of the Boston games. I was actually traveling pretty much during that entire series, but I was able to go to a Capitals game, and you guys probably definitely know that because I just released a video of that. But as I said, I was actually able to see the last Lightning goal that we scored all the playoffs. Ryan Callahan's one off his hand. I was like literally 10 feet away from that, so that was super cool. But yeah, like, it was awesome. I wasn't able to go to as many games as I wanted. I don't live directly in Tampa like many believe. I actually live like 3.5 hours driving away, but I'm close enough that I can go to a good amount of games this season, and it was super cool. So to all my Lightning fans out there, guys, listen, was it the season we wanted? No, not at all. What, is it the end of the world? No, we still have a very young team with plenty of potential going forward, and I truly believe that we can be a contender again next year as long as we fix some defensive issues. Like, our defense wasn't terrible, but it wasn't Stanley Cup worthy. So we can fix that, get our offense going again, and we have a great goalie. Like, Vasi really, really is a fantastic goaltender, and you can expect to see him in the net for years to come. So, thank you guys so much. This is going to be my last Lightning recap. I know I didn't really recap the game per se, but I just really wanted to talk to you guys heart to heart about my experiences this year with the Lightning. They've been really, really amazing to me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys again for helping me get over 1,000 subscribers just in the playoff videos we've done. I didn't even do the regular season. I will obviously be doing the regular season games next year, so I hope to see you there. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. See you guys.